What is happening, y'all? SpOrder here, and we're back with more Bloodborne. We're going to continue on to the Cathedral Ward from there. Alright, so if you look over here, this is the old lady that we sent to Odin Chapel before. She doesn't really have much to say right now.
Do you think I owe you something? Well, that's a fine lark, I'd say. This old mess that Yharnam's in, it's all your fault. Stupidity outsiders. Our blood's food, tainted by your ilk. Don't you come near me.
So she's kind of a bitch right now, but she will give us some items later, which is why we want her here. So we can go over here, and here we find a new enemy. These guys are pretty easy to parry as well. The parry timing is actually really early on these guys, so it's pretty easy for the most part. Some crows over here guarding a piece of loot. Nice. Madman's knowledge right there. Wow, there's another crow dropping an antidote. Alright, so this gate is closed right now. So we're not able to find, or we're not able to open this gate yet. That's a shortcut for later. We did pick up the wooden shield, which is about the most useless thing in Bloodborne. Shields are nice, but not if they engender passivity. So that was what we came over here for. Now we're going to continue on. So from the lantern here, we're actually going to take a left. We're going to come down here. Kill some more of these scrubs. See what I mean on the early parry timings? He hadn't even started his attack yet. So here we actually have to be kind of careful. There's some loot right here, but there's a hidden thing that might try to grab us here if we take too long grabbing this loot. See that? We don't have the item that we need to go there yet. That's actually heading toward the DLC. These guys are a little scary. I kind of just usually let this one pass. Alright, maybe not. We'll just kill it, I guess. They are worth some good echoes, but so up here is a gate that we're not able to open just yet. we need a special emblem that we can buy from the messengers for 10,000 echoes. And yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go around and open up a shortcut for later, so that we don't have to ever buy that thing. So here we have a brick troll here. We have another one right here that's coming up the stairs. We're gonna wait for this one. Stop that. Oh my goodness. That was insane. I don't like those ones that carry like the statue. Their timing is really hard to do. All right. So as you can see, what we did is we actually have, we made ourselves some bullets. So we can do this by pressing up on the D-pad. And what this does is it makes temporary blood bullets that we can use to, basically we expend our health and we can make some bullets. Alright, binocular, that's always nice. Some more loot over here, guarded by some crows. Or a crow. So over here we have our first, I don't know what they're called. I call them skitters, because they kind of skitter around. And it's kind of guarded by this thing. Oh, shit. Alright, good. That was actually very, very effective. Alright, so yeah, Molotov, they're weak to fire. And basically they will drop upgrade materials. So, what we can do now, I really don't like fighting this guy. This guy is, he's like a souped up version of the other one. Yeah, exactly. And that ball and chain is really, really hard to dodge around. You can kind of almost get away with staying under his legs, but for the most part you really can't. Alright, let's go get our echoes. Hopefully he doesn't have them. Because if he does, we're going to be in for a bad time. So we're going to create some temporary bullets. So we are running through bullets pretty heavily. Alright, good. He's gonna pass now. Oh. Can I just... Alright, good. I really don't like fighting them. They're kind of too big to fight. Alright. So let's find out where our echoes are. Okay, good. They're in the corner. So if you see that little puddle over there, that is actually our echoes. In Bloodborne, one of the things about if you die, sometimes a close-by enemy will grab your echoes, like that, and you'll have to kill them to get your echoes back. So I'm trying to get away from him. I don't really want to fight him. And then in here, we have the glorious pot rolling. There's no reason to do this except for the fact that it's fun. There's nothing in these pots. There's nothing the pots are guarding or anything. And then this door, we have never, nobody has ever figured out how to open this door. And here we have our first Tempering Blood Gemstone. So if we look at that, this is physical attack up plus 1.1%, and HP continues to recover plus 1. So that's 1 HP a second that we recover. And it's a little bit extra attack. It's not really all that great of a gem. The red blood gem is much better that we got. We're gonna run past him. Okay, good. So we have finished that area, and now we can go on to the other side. Down here. This part's always a little sketchy because there's a few dogs around and just a whole bunch of enemies that you really don't want to aggro at once. Perfect. Alright, so now we can kill Mr. Pitchfork over here. Grab some loot, more Molotovs, it's always nice. Another cold blood. Blood vial. So now we can go up into here, and there's an enemy that we're gonna kill. And there's a piece of loot we're gonna grab. So we're gonna grab the Madman's Knowledge, and whatever this guy dropped. Nice. Free blood vial. So now we're going to come over here and kind of up these stairs, and there's a gunner up top, and there's some dogs that are with him. So we don't want to deal with the gunner on top of the dogs, so we're just going to drag the dogs back down. Alright, now we can go deal with Mr. Gunner. Ooh! Thought you were dead. So we're gonna open this door. And then we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna meet an NPC. So this guy is Alfred.
You're a beast hunter, aren't you? I knew it. That's precisely how I started out. Oh, beg pardon. You may call me Alfred, protege of Master Ligurius, hunter of vile bloods. So, what say you? Our prey might differ, but we are hunters, the both of us. Why not cooperate and discuss the things we've learned?
So we are going to cooperate with him.
Oh, very good. Very good indeed. Take this to celebrate our acquaintance.
He gets me some fire paper. That's very nice. And the pray
Beast hunting
emote.
is a sacred practice. May the good blood guide your way. There must be oodles for us to share. Go on. Just tell me what piques your interest.
So we can run through all of his dialogue, and he'll have a bit more later.
As you know, the Healing Church is the fountainhead of blood healing. Well, I'm a simple hunter, quite unfamiliar with the ins and outs of the institution. But I have heard that the holy medium of blood healing is venerated in the main cathedral, and that counselors of the old church reside in the high stratum of the cathedral ward. If you seek blood healing, and the church is willing, you should pay them a visit. Byrgenwerth is an old place of learning, and the Tomb of the Gods, carved out below Yharnam, should be familiar to every hunter. Well, once a group of young Byrgenwerth scholars discovered a holy medium deep within the tomb. This led to the founding of the Healing Church and the establishment of blood healing. In this sense, everything sacred in Yharnam can be traced back to Byrgenwerth. But today, the college lies deep within a tangled wood, abandoned and decrepit. And furthermore, the Healing Church has declared Byrgenwerth forbidden ground. It's unclear how many of its scholars remain alive, but only they know the password that allows passage through the gate. I bid you farewell. It has been a pleasure. May the good blood guide your way.
So that saying, may the good blood guide your way, is kind of Bloodborne's phrase that the community has rallied around. So in Dark Souls, it's obviously praise the sun. Bloodborne, it's may the good blood guide your way. So we are going to operate this. This will lead us, this passageway will lead us into Old Yharnam. If you remember correctly, the Old Yharnam had burned to the ground before. Well, not to the ground entirely, but it had burned. And we're going back to it. Another tempering blood gemstone. We'll check that one out later. So there's a beast in here. I don't really know why he's in here. I guess this is just like a gatekeeper, you know, to make sure that you are ready for this area. If you can kill him very easily, then you're probably ready. Go back up here and grab this loot. Some antidotes, which we will use later. And then another lamp. Very nice. So now over here, there's actually some pungent blood cocktails, which will be very useful for an upcoming boss fight. And so we're going to go into here. And there's a note on the door. Town is long abandoned. Hunter is not wanted here. Obviously, unfortunately, our hunter doesn't know how to read. So we're just going to be going through. So first things first. There's a Skitters down here that we're going to grab. Drop 3 bloodstone shards, that's good. More upgrade materials. We're gonna drop down here. And there's 2 enemies over here. The first one is over here. Kinda have to be careful around these guys, because if they hit you, they will inflict poison. So we're gonna grab the Hunter's Torch, and this thing is basically the torch, but better. It has actual scaling. It has some damage. You can upgrade it to do more damage. Like it's actually pretty good. So we're gonna take that out for you guys right now, so you can see. And I'm gonna go grab the hand lantern. I've been meaning to do that. So you can see in the darker areas. Grab the cold blood. And then we're gonna drop down again because we actually missed a piece of a loot right here. While we're chasing the skitters. Bloodstone shard. Alright, so let's go on back to the Hunter's Dream and spend our echoes. Go get that hand lantern. So the Bass Messenger now sells a hand lantern. So we're gonna buy that. Basically what this is it's essentially a mini torch. So we're gonna equip that. We're gonna put that right here in our quick use items. And we're just gonna always have that on. It doesn't affect your game at all or anything. It doesn't make you more or less noticeable to enemies. It's just good for light. Where am I? Ah, right, okay. Alright, so before we level up, we are going to level up our weapon to +3. And now we have +3, we actually have 2 slots that we can put things in, so that's good. Alright, so on the second slot, we'll put in this one. This will be kind of helpful. HP continues to recover as long as we have this weapon out. And we will go back to Old Yharnam. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We'll level up first.
Welcome. Very well, then.
We are going to need 16 strength, so let's go ahead and get that. We're going to need 16 strength relatively soon here. So, Old Yharnam.
You there? Hunter! Didn't you see the warning? Turn back at once.
No, I can't read.
Old Yharnam, burned and abandoned by men, is now home only to beasts. They are of no harm to those around. Turn back, or the hunter will face the hunt.
So if you see, basically in between my hat's horns, if you will, there's actually a guy up there. That's who's talking. His name is Jura. He's kind of a bitch. He's using a minigun that you'll see in a second, and it's quite annoying. So these things actually fear fire. So as long as you have a torch out, they basically will back away from you and make them significantly easier to take care of. So the ones with the cloak on, like this, they don't actually fear fire at all. So having a torch out won't really matter for those, but it'll matter for the little ones without the covering. All right. Ooh. That was almost bad. So there should be some more loot over here, I think. Awesome, some more bloodstone shards. Great. Alright. So now, if we come down here, there's actually no loot or anything in this area, in this whole courtyard. But Jura will, you can see him a lot clearer now. Jura will start shooting the minigun at us. So we're gonna kind of take a shortcut and hopefully avoid the majority of his fire.
Skilled hunter. Adept at merciless. I forgot with blood, as the best hunters are.
Some more antidote. So if you see that, the reason I came over here is to showcase this. He's right there on top of the clock tower, and he's got a minigun, and he is aiming and shooting at us. So this part's a little sketchy. These pots in here are actually explosive. So when he shoots those, they will explode. So we're gonna attempt to not get killed. We'll throw a pebble at this one. And then we're gonna kind of sprint. We're gonna come back. There's a piece of loot right there. We're gonna come back for that later. Just because it's very dangerous with the minigun and all the explosions. There's a whole bunch of crows over here. Guarding some loot. Some twin blood, or I'm sorry, regular bloodstone shards. So that'll be good. More antidote. And yeah, there's some loot in here. Blood Tinge Gemstone. Blood Tinge is a, so let's go ahead and talk about skills here. So we have all these different skills. We have Vitality, which controls our health. We have Endurance, which controls our stamina. Strength, which is weapon damage primarily. There's also like certain strength weapons that have a certain amount of strength and skill requirements. Skill is essentially dexterity. I heard something. Again, it will. Certain weapons have skill requirements. and then it also boosts the amount of damage that you do with a visceral attack. Blood Tinge is it controls your gun damage. So typically, your gun is primarily a parry tool in Bloodborne. You don't usually use your gun for damage. And then Arcane is basically, there's like magic tools that you can use throughout the game that we will find. This is things like the Flame Sprayer, and eventually we'll unlock something called like the Augur of Abretus, that is essentially a parry tool. So with that, we are at 30 minutes, so we're going to wrap things up here, and we'll carry on to the next one. See you later.